This is what my photos look like straight out of camera, and this is how I completely transform them in under 5 minutes. Today's video is sponsored by Imagen AI, which I've been using for quite a few years now, so I'm going to show you how to use it today and my updated photo editing workflow when it comes to batch editing large sets of images, including how to get consistent colors across an entire photo session, even when that session includes photos with lots of different lighting scenarios. These are the photos we're going to be editing today. This is from my trip to Oregon last year. We did a whole road trip up the coast and it was so beautiful. I actually have a vlog about this trip that I'm going to be editing soon, which I'm really excited to share. But as you can see here, we have a really nice mixture of images from photos in even lighting, we've got harsh lighting, we've got really shadowy pictures, golden hour, we've got a mixture of portraits and landscapes. So I think this will be a really good mix of photos to show you how I get consistent colors and lighting across a set of images. So I use two main softwares for batch editing, and that's Lightroom Classic and Imagen AI. In case you've never heard of Imagen before, it's an AI photo editing software that works with Lightroom Classic. So you can upload your unedited Lightroom catalogs and Imagen will deliver you a fully edited gallery back. So this can be a huge time saver if you're a wedding photographer, for example, or a photographer who goes through large batches of images all the time. And I found that this is great to use for travel photography too. So I've been editing my travels recently with Imagen to help me get through thousands of images because yes, I shoot a lot while I'm traveling. I always come home with so many photos, so this helps the editing side of things be less overwhelming for me. In this Lightroom catalog, I have my final culled photos as that's what I like to import into Lightroom, but if you cull in Lightroom, you can give your selected photos a rating, and Imagen has options to only edit those particular photos from a catalog. You can also have Imagen cull your images for you, but I'm going to close my catalog and open up Imagen. I'm going to select create a new project and choose that catalog that I just had open. Here you can select what you want your edits to look like, and there are a few ways we can do this. The easiest way to get started is by using a pre-made profile, which are called talent profiles. Otherwise, under AI profiles, you can choose to create a personal profile where you upload one of your Lightroom catalogs that you like the edits of, and Imagen will learn to edit like that. Or the other option is you can create a light personal AI profile, which is what I like to do, where you upload a Lightroom preset and answer a few questions of how you like your images to look, such as if you prefer overexposed or underexposed editing, warmer or cooler, and things like that to personalize your edits. Back to our project, I'm going to select one of my profiles and I'm going to go with Meadow. Next, you have a whole lot of options to choose from. I always have crop and straighten switched on as I find it does a really good job with that. There's also a new face retouch tool, which I'm going to switch on as I do have some portraits that I want to edit. So this is different to the original skin smoothing that they had. So I'm going to switch that on. You can also click on this icon for any of these tools to do some fine adjustments to them as well. I'm just going to leave this one on polished. Then let's go ahead and upload our catalog so we can start editing. This is a smaller catalog to show you my workflow, but for a wedding or travel photos that include around 1,000 images, it usually takes Imagen about 10 to 20 minutes to be ready, which is a lot quicker than I would be able to edit that amount of photos. When I edit a big catalog like that, it takes me hours and hours. And you can upload it and do something else in the meantime, as it'll send you an email once it's ready. It's all finished, so let's press review edit so we can see them in Lightroom. And one of the main reasons I love using Imagen is that you're not getting back edited JPEGs, you're getting the Lightroom catalog with edits applied to your raw photos, and you have complete control over to tweak them and adjust them as you need. So when I click on a photo and go to develop, you can see that Imagen has moved all these sliders, but I can still change anything that I want to. So if I want this photo to be a little bit more overexposed, I can increase the exposure slider. So let's take a look at some of these before and afters, and I'm making sure to click on photos that have very different lighting and colors to each other so you can see what a great job it does at creating a consistent look across the entire day. You can also see the cropping it's done in some of the images. I think it's done such a good job at getting really straight horizon lines. Let's zoom in to 100% so we can see the skin retouching tool here. It's done a really good job and it looks really natural, which you know I always love. And here's another example as well. If you're using Imagen for the first few times and you find you're needing to make the same tweaks again and again, you can actually click on this button right here and select Adjust AI Profile. So you can edit everything here. If you find your edits are always too cool, you can tell it to make it warmer. You can also turn on things like Enable Profile Correction, which I have switched on for this profile, and then you can save and download your edits again, but I'm gonna press cancel because I'm happy with what mine look like. So why can't you just do this in Lightroom and copy and paste a preset across your entire gallery? A preset copies the same colors and exposure to every photo compared to Imagen, which dynamically edits photos with that preset. So it's not just copying and pasting settings. As you can see from these before and after photos, it adapts to each lighting scenario. If I were to do this manually to get consistent results like this, I would need to individually adjust the exposure and white balance for each photo that was taken in a different lighting scenario. Sometimes I might need to even go into HSL to fine-tune skin tones, for example, if the lighting was really strong. So using a tool like Imagen helps give you consistent results while saving you a lot of time. So let me show you an example. I'm going to open up this session in a separate catalog, and I'm going to apply my preset to the first photo and then sync it to the rest of the images. When we look at them side by side, you'll see that some of the photos look okay, but a lot of them have really bad colors and tones since Lightroom isn't able to adapt the preset the same way Imagen does. Imagen isn't just limited to wedding photography, of course. You can use it for portrait session, events, and also travel photography, as you can see from these photos. So if you want to try it out for yourself, please make sure to use the link in my description, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!